It looks like just another rock, a weathered pillar of granite, standing quietly at the edge of the tide. But from the right place, something else begins to take shape. A seated figure, broad-shouldered, facing out across the open sea. At the northern end of Anapai Bay, in the Abel Tasman National Park, where golden sand gives way to rising granite cliffs, there is a solitary pillar of stone, some call the Navigator. Many people walk this beach without ever noticing the stone. Others see it immediately, and once seen, it's difficult to look away. This corner of New Zealand, Mohua, or Golden Bay, carries significant weight in traditional Māori cosmology. According to the traditions recorded in the Song of Waitaha, this coastline sits upon the stern of Te Waka Aotearoa o ngā atua, the Waka of the gods. In these traditions, the South Island itself is a great ancestral canoe turned to stone, with the Southern Alps tracing the line of its hull. The human history here runs just as deep. Archaeological and tribal records point to a long succession of peoples along this coast, with connections to this land stretching back through many generations to the earliest layers of South Island prehistory. The land still holds the remains of kainga, middens, fishing grounds and old pathways that predate the Abel Tasman track by centuries. This place has been known and travelled for a very long time. Across Aotearoa, the stories of Māui are well known. The trickster, the voyager, the shapeshifter, the one who pulled new land from the sea. In the traditional telling, Māui hides in his brother's waka, waiting. At the right moment, he casts his enchanted fish hook, carved from the jawbone of his grandmother. It catches, and with karakia and immense strength, he hauls up the giant fish, the sacred stingray, whairepo, that becomes the North Island. But there are lesser-known traditions that place these events not in a vague mythological past, but in specific locations, including here at Anapai. For the people of Waitaha, Māui was not simply a mythological figure. He is remembered as a real ancestor and the founding father of the Waitaha nation. Brailsford, who worked closely with Waitaha elders over many years, recorded that they spoke of Māui standing on a rock near this very spot to perform the act of fishing up the land. In their telling, it wasn't a literal raising of an island, but a ceremonial act, an energetic binding of the North Island to the south through karakia anchored to the stars. He writes, Māui caught the fish symbolically. His intention was to extend the protection he had over the South Island to the north. And if Māui stood here, the stone may carry that memory. Brailsford goes further, suggesting Māui's people may well have carved his image into the granite pillar in remembrance of this act. In honour of Māui's achievements, the South Island was named Te Waka a Māui, Māui's canoe, and the North Island became Te Ika a Māui, Māui's fish. Stewart Island too was energetically tied to the prow of the Great Waka, becoming Te Punga a Māui, the anchor of Māui's canoe. Central to Waitaha cosmology is a concept called tuahu, stone altars of power that energetically link the land to the stars. Brailsford describes a network of these sites anchored to the Southern Cross. For ocean voyagers, the Southern Cross wasn't just a navigational aid. It was a homing constellation unique to the Southern Hemisphere, a way home no matter how far you had travelled. This stone formation is described as one of these tuahu, a node joining land to the power of the Southern Cross, and part of a larger network binding landscape, lineage, and the stars. The site has also drawn attention from researchers working well outside the traditional frameworks. Hamish, known for mapping Earth energy lines across Britain, Europe and New Zealand, doused this site and found what he described as a major energy node with intersecting Earth energy lines, along with a radial pattern of energy extending outward from the base of the stone. His conclusion was straightforward. Legend or no legend, he is the centre of a massively powerful vortex of energy. Whatever you bring to this place, tikanga, mythology, energy, or simply your own felt sense, the Navigator is a site that seems to exceed easy explanation. In a landscape where mountains are ancestors, and the land itself carries story, perhaps it's fitting that this lone pillar stands at Anapai, holding its vigil at the edge of land and sea, anchoring a memory that stretches back further than any written record can reach. A reminder of the long journeys that shaped this land, and the stars that guided the way. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more explorations of New Zealand sacred sites. I'll see you at the next one.